Hi, this is my Module 4, Understanding My Community, Crest Colony. So our customs and traditions, we have an open house every year at the beginning to introduce new teachers and to meet our students. We have our colony days and Kincaid Fair where both of these incidences have a parade and games and activities. Our kids take floats to the parades. What's different with the Kincaid Fair is there's an actual carnival that comes to town, and that it's not just our community, it's also other communities that come in and bring in their marching bands, and kids can enter projects to win ribbons. We also have our Veterans Day and homecoming every fall and winter. We have our Thanksgiving dinner that our students cook and they serve to the community. We have the Christmas parade and concert. Again, the parade, our students make floats, they march in it. The concert is our pre-K through 12 students putting on a lovely show. And then we have our chili cook-off, which is put on our FCCLA group. They put on this as a fundraiser, and it's just a great way to raise money and eat good food. We have a local member who has a car show every year, and this also brings in different communities into our local one, and our students, it's an opportunity for them to hold fundraisers and to get involved and to learn about cars. We have our prom every spring. Our seniors take a senior trip every spring, and our 8th grade also takes a trip, and it's usually just a one-day trip for their last time in 8th grade. And then we also, to have more fun with that, we have a slow pitch game against them on their last day of school. And we also have a staff versus students volleyball game. That's always fun. And then we have a donkey basketball tournament where, if you've never been to one, they bring in live donkeys and people play, ride on them and play basketball. And then we also have our play day in the spring for all the elementary students. Our population characteristics, our education attainment, we have high students, average students, low average students, and below average students. This kind of reflects on how our parents are. We have few parents that have a bachelor's and master's degree. Most of our parents have just graduated high school or had an associate's, and then we have quite a few that never graduated high school. Our social economics is low income and middle class. Our ages are pre-K through 12, so pre-K through 5 is 120 students. 6th through 8th is our middle school, and they're at 64, and then our 9th through 12th is at 78. Our male to female ratio is right now, currently, there are more males than females. This changes every few years. We had more females than males a few years ago, but now it's changed due to graduations and new kids coming in. Occupations, most of our parents are farmers or self-employed. Then we have many nurses, and our community is so small that a lot of parents have to travel for work, and one of the big businesses is B&W, which is a concrete facility. Our race and nationality, we're not very diverse. Most of our students are Caucasians, but we do have a few Hispanic families and African American families. Our ways to communicate with the community, the biggest one is through social media, and that would be Facebook. If you ever want to put something out, it's usually that's how you're going to reach the most people. Or the school website, which has been updated and has been utilized more. If we also use a lot of email in our building. We do have some broadcast media. These are due to local, other local towns, like our radio newspapers. We personally don't have one in our town, but the communities around us do, and so we reach out to them to post any information we need. And then we also have our school outreach that we use. Community groups, we have our athletic groups, our fine arts group, spelling bee group, our Crest Education Foundation. These are the people that find grants for the school and help us get those grants. The PTO, the parents that come in and help fundraise to do activities with the kiddos, such as parties or bringing in guest speakers or any fun activities. Booster Club for both the music and athletics. Our kiddos are involved in 4-H, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. We have many churches and their groups that help. And of course, we include our alumni, the family and parents of students, faculty and staff, and the school board. So when we look at who are the leaders in the school, we have to look at what their common characteristics are, and these are the people that are invested in the school. They are financial contributors, which that could be through donations, through budgeting, through finding grants. They bring outside expertise to assist, or if they can bring their networks in. They put the students first, and they care for the faculty, staff, and the community. So our leadership members are, of course, the school board members, the superintendent, our principal, donors to the school, the chambers of commerce, Lions Club, Rotary, and the city council. Economic conditions, again, we are low average conditions. We have a lot of our students are on reduced or free lunches currently right now due to the pandemic. Food is free for the students. Again, agriculture and being self-employment is our main occupations in this area. So that depends on the income for each of them. It's not like a steady salary like everybody gets if you have a salary pay. A lot of families have to travel for work. Again, our town only has a bank as a job opportunity, so they have to go to other towns for jobs. Our school relies solely on donations, the state and federal funding, and the taxes from landowners. Our political structure, we have state representatives that are very influential in our area. We have a mayor, the city council, and then we also have the water resource board. Our town holds the county resource rural water system, so they are involved in our community. When it comes to social tensions, I couldn't think of a lot of them because we're a small community, and a lot of people seem to think the same way, especially when it comes to like morals and values. One thing I can think of is political indifference, because there are a few people that think differently than the majority. So that's the one thing I could really think of. Our previous community efforts are, since I've been here, we have added a softball and baseball field to the community and to our athletics program. This was done through the Recreation School Board in the City of Colony. Previously, we only had just a baseball field for rec, and when they wanted to add it as a school athletic event, they made it a priority to update the baseball field and add a new softball field. Also, we had a new playground put up, and our Crest Foundation was the main contributor on that. They found a grant for our school to get the money to update our playground, and this helped us become more handicap accessible and just more safe for the students. The power structure is kind of how a lot of people's are. The school board is the first one, and then our superintendent, who is also our K through 5 principal, and then our principal is our 6 through 12, and then under him is our AD, and right now currently our principal is our AD. Some people that are friends and families of these people I listed try to influence their wants, and in a small town, you see that, and you see who has the power and who doesn't. Multicultural issues. We welcome all cultures and races. We have policies that ensure that any accommodations for needs for time to be excused from class due to customs are met. We have a handbook, and we recognize holidays. Our lunch menu accommodates for students, so if there are allergies or a student has to be gluten-free, we will adjust that for them. And we also have a dress code to keep the students respectfully covered. Public opinion, to get that, we have a improvement survey every year that we send out. We also reach out to parents during parent-teacher conferences, and we get back surveys and feedback from them. And then just feedback through communication, through word of mouth. How is the school doing? All of these are addressed during our in-services throughout the year. The correlation was, this assignment demonstrated correlation to the course learning objectives selected by promoting me to understand how my community is set up, how it is influenced, and the people of the community. As a school leader, it is important to understand all of these aspects in order to promote school improvement and advocating the needs to my school and community. The relevancy statement is, this assignment was relevant to my learning by realizing all the people and groups that have an impact on my district. Without one of the groups, the school would not have all the benefits and resources it has. This assignment furthered my understanding of how promoting community engagement through the different communities' power structures and resources in the community. I believe by finding ways to work together, even through differences, we could achieve school and student progress. My personal reflection on this assignment, it really made me think about the different groups in my community and the members involved as leaders. These people wouldn't be a part of the community or school if they didn't care. I know in the past I have had my differences from certain members, and I know my administration has too. However, we are in the end a team with one goal, that is to advocate for the students. We all may have different ideas or wants or needs, but that is where we start to compromise and to listen to each other to achieve a common good for the kids. Thank you.